So before I begin, I just want to say this is all coming from a lifelong, not just Ocarina of Time fan, but Zelda fan. I began playing Zelda on the NES, fell in love with it, as many people did. Had to use the Nintendo Power to get through the Lost Woods on the NES. Had to use neighbors, had to use phone calls, lifelines, you name it, to get through the game. I'm not sure that I ever did as a kid, but certainly as a young teenager, young adult, I did. And then, of course, A Link to the Past, which I still go back and forth between A Link to the Past and Ocarina of Time as to which is my favorite, just because I kind of grew up more with A Link to the Past and was drooling over that game when it first came out as well. So, when it comes to Ocarina of Time, it is up there really, really close, if not the best Zelda game of all time. And it is right up there as the top 1 to 3. I kind of switch around sometimes. Best games of all time, not just best Zelda games, but best games of all time. So, with that being said, let's get into this. The things that quality of life improvements that I think could be changed in Ocarina of Time remake that I would like to see. The Ocarina of Time remake for the Switch 2 is finally real. It is here. We've been dreaming about this for years, and for a lot of us, this game just isn't a game. It is the foundational memory of our childhood. I can still remember as a 14-year-old kid when I first got that box, we had went to Kmart and pre-ordered it so we could get the gold box. We got it for that Christmas. It was just amazing. It was very, very surreal for that time period. But that is sort of why I'm on edge a little bit. Not really scared or terrified, but just kind of thinking about things in that light. How do you take a perfect game and make it even better? Well, I want to talk about just a few things that I think that could improve to make this game a little bit better in today's gaming world anyways. Let's start with some low-hanging fruit here. And this one's kind of funny. If I have to listen to Kaepora Gaebora's entire life story one more time because I accidentally hit the A button too fast, I might just lose it. We need modern text skipping. We just need it. And that leads us to the biggest friction point of the original, the inventory. Where in 2026, the idea of pausing a game, waiting for the menu to load, and swapping in the iron boots for when you need to go on the water, and then unpausing and then going back. I mean, it just breaks the flow. I'd like to see maybe some sort of D-pad assignment where you can select your items, kind of like in Final Fantasy VII, where you got a little menu. You can select your items, select your magic or whatever it is that you need to use. Just kind of some quick selection button assignment that you can use. That would certainly speed up the process, other than pausing it and changing it out. And that was fine for back in the day, but modern gaming, we would like to see have that as an improvement. I think a quality of life improvement. Some people may call that dumbing it down, but I'll call it just respecting the player's time, if you will. If you're going to make a remake for a game that's almost 30 years old, you might have to realize that our patience for the clunky menu items is at an all-time low these days. Alright, now look, the next thing I'm going to mention is sort of a rite of passage for Zelda players and Ocarina of Time players, especially for newbies. But look, we're going to talk about the water temple for just a moment. I love the fact that the water temple is hard. I like a challenge in a game. Seems like games today are holding you by the hand. They're telling you exactly where to go. They're telling you exactly what to do at all points in times. And for gamers who grew up in the era of the Nintendo and Super Nintendo and N64, we just did not get that. So I kind of would like to keep some of that, especially for the water temple. However, maybe it's something where there's a few more visual clues. Not that it holds your hands, not that you have Navi telling you exactly where to go or what to do, or that it's already indicated on the map, but something a little more visual that points you into the direction that you need to go or what you need to do. A hidden clue on the wall. I don't know, just something a little bit different. Maybe the water level switches glow, or the map highlights which doors are actually locked, you know, something like that. And obviously the camera, I mean, the camera's got to be fixed, especially in areas like a water temple. The Nintendo 64 camera was certainly a pioneer for its day, but it's today it's certainly a chore. I mean, if you go back and try to play the N64 after what we have today, it's very, very difficult. So give us a full 360-degree right stick control instead of kind of having that thing where you try to go around but it bounces you back after you hit the right C button too much or the left C button too much, and it kind of like shifts you back and doesn't let you kind of go all the way around. But if you combine that with the gyro aiming system that we saw kind of in the 3DS version, which was really good, by the way, the combat would feel fresh again. And I think this is something that they should look at, or hopefully they've already done, as the game's probably mostly complete at this point, that would, you know, make the game a little bit more enjoyable in that area, in that respect. So that's kind of why, I mean, I kind of paired this with the water temple as the stuff that was a little bit annoying, because certainly I don't know anybody who played that game who went through the water temple who didn't think it was annoying. So I kind of put these two things that was a little bit annoying together, like with the camera angle, the water temple, and the combat being a little bit clunky back in the day. But you know, if you have that camera fixed and the gyro aiming that was in the 3DS version, yeah, it's going to be great. I think that would be a great quality of life over the N64 version. And now here is where things get kind of tough, and where I'm kind of on both sides of the fence here. We're going to talk about the Hyrule field. Obviously, it is very iconic, and I don't know anybody who played the game who honestly did not love riding Epona across that field back and forth. That was one of the most enjoyable parts for me. It did not feel slow or clunky or like a chore. It felt fun. It felt adventurous. It felt, man, it felt like I was in some epic fantasy world, you know, actually trying to save a princess from Ganondorf. And that's kind of what it conveyed by you traveling back and forth the Hyrule field. So this one, I'm not going to really say it will be a quality of life, but I might leave it up as a question to the audience. Do we fill it with the Tears of the Kingdom style side quest? Do we leave it open, empty, or do we like preserve the feeling of isolation with Link and Epona? I mean, what do we do? Do we add like little I don't know, what was those things called, the shrines? Do we add, well, Lord, let's not add shrines, so I don't want to say that. But anyways, maybe that's something that could be looked at. I mean, I'm okay most of the time if they add a little something that's optional, kind of fun, some sort of extra side quest or some sort of extra little thing to do. Be totally fine with that. But I don't know. But at the same time, it's like when you're locked in and you're zoned in and you're on Epona and you're just traveling back and forth, I mean, there's kind of something to that as well. It's relaxing. You sit back and listen to the music. I mean, that's kind of nice as well. And then to add to this, seeing that there's a big empty field and they may possibly add things to it, are they going to add things to the narrative? I mean, at some point in the game, you have a 7-year time jump in between Kid Link and Adult Link. I think it would be kind of cool getting some cutscenes as to what happened during that time. Well, we really don't know. You know, what was the Resistance doing? What did Ganondorf's rule actually look like? If they can use the Switch's power to expand on the story, rather than just cluttering the map with icons or adding, knock on wood, hopefully not, shrines or side quests or whatever it is to the map, then we're talking about a real masterpiece on our hands here. If we can get a little glimpse into what that 7-year skipped time period looked like, I think that would be pretty cool. Maybe even get to play as Zelda or Sheik, rather, in some of those points in times, just to kind of view, not really having to do a whole lot, but just kind of view from her perspective what's going on in that world. I think that would be kind of neat. And so this will bring me to the conclusion. There's not really a whole lot that personally I would like to be seen. I know a lot of people are afraid of a one-to-one remake. I honestly would have no problem with that because the game is the highest rated game of all time. If you get a modern view of what the best game of all time is, bring it on. Like, what, I don't see anything wrong with that. Now, since they have the capability, the power, and the space, they could expand on it, and that I would love. I would love to have modern controls of the 2026 era, but the heart of the 1998 game. I'd like to have a few extra cutscenes. I'd like to have some 2026 camera angles. I would like to have not my hand held per se, but maybe just hints or a glimpse of what to do in case you do get lost or you put the game down for a few days and you need to get back into it. Maybe a fast travel. I don't really care about that too much. The map's not that big, and like I said, I do like riding across the field with Epona. That makes it feel more epic and adventurous to me. And as long as the music is there, you know, you got the sunset, you're going across the field, which I'm sure is going to look amazing now with Switch 2 hardware. I think we're a win-win situation here. So now I've come to the point to where I would like to know what you think. Is there a flaw in the original game that you would actually like to see left in the game as it was? Or is there something that you would like to see that I didn't cover as a quality of life improvement? Tell me in the comments. I am genuinely curious because this is one of my favorite games of all time. It's a great game. The music is fantastic. I hope Nintendo nails it. I got a good feeling about it that they will. I loved what they teased, and I'm looking forward to the game when it drops later this year. This has been Nate for Just Switch. See you next time.